Not wanting to grow up is something we've all experienced. It's been explored throughout contemporary media, with the Lost Boys of Peter Pan being among the most famous examples. But what happens when it's not a joyous adventure and instead becomes a pitiful, introspective experience? Well, we can ask Fate, a seed from another world who chose to never sprout. After all, anyone who remembers her choice has since faded to dust. Well, except for one. Fate is a warden, and at first glance may look like she focuses on counter generation and strength reduction, but some would argue that her true power lies within her exalt and rouse. Boundless Stars provides stacks of permanent counter and causes Fate to temporarily steal a small amount of strength from enemies whenever you play one of her cards. This also causes her presence to drop the decay rate of death resistance from 50% to 45%, consistently giving you a higher chance to avoid the next fatal blow. Finally, her Rouse deals fixed damage equal to 50% of your counter to front row enemies at turn end, which includes temporary counter. Her Exalt, Creator of Stars, provides counter, and if your death resistance is below a threshold, you add up to 150 to your current DR and dispel Fragile. While the initial cast is incredibly powerful, it can be greatly affected by diminishing returns, with the added value halved each time your death resistance is triggered. If you have an Embryo, then you will devour it to add one free Sprouting Bud with Exhaust into your hand and inflict weakness upon all enemies for 2 turns. Sprouting Bud is normally her 3-cost card with Retain that grants shield and health, taking effect one more time if death resistance has been triggered. Nutrient Absorption cost 2, provides strength and then temporarily reduces enemy strength. With E1, her strike now hits twice and gains temporary counter equal to 50% of the damage dealt. While you can spike her temporary counter generation with Mouchette or Helix Exalt, or just lots of strength, other Awakeners can be better at generating counter with less setup. After E2, her defense follows a similar theme, providing an equal amount of permanent counter to the amount of shield she gains, with E3 causing counter damage to the front row enemies when your DR is triggered. Fate is a strong early mid-game control threat, and is one of the few Awakeners in the game that is useful without Enlightenment due to the effects of her Rouse and the way she can stack death resistance via Creator of Stars. For the required investment, I do wish the strength reduction from her OE was permanent, and while her absolute axiom does permanently steal strength from the enemy, this maxed out level Fate only sees that number at 34 strength reduction. I really enjoy Fate's design and story and find her a lot of fun to play, but outside of targeted team comps or just high investment, I think for many players, Fate becomes a good candidate for the Origin of Time reset item, allowing you to redistribute her Enlightenment via Proto Paradise.